Hi everyone, Professor Gibson here. Welcome to, goodness, we're on week 6 of our 7-week class here in Creative Mind 1. I wanted to give you a brief overview of what we're going to do this week. You have 2 discussion board posts and 2 assignments. So let's get right into that. So for your first discussion board post, it's called Eden Park. You're going to read from this Lumen Learning and from your Spielman textbook and all of this stuff. Watch the lecture, video, and then you're going to explain bullying in your own words, give an example of bullying from Born a Crime. We're going to talk about why does Trevor say it is a terrible idea to be a black person and adopt white culture while still living in a black community. And then make sure if you're referencing something, you're using it in text after you reference it. What do Trevor's experiences say of people of all kinds? And then don't forget, some of you are forgetting the reply at the end of the week to summarize what your peers are saying and then do your second reply. So that's, 40 points out of 100, so that's important. The second discussion is give a man a fish. And I really like this one when he says this in the book. What part are they forgetting from that? Give a fish tail. People love that. Pull yourself up by their bootstraps and work hard and you can do anything. But there's definitely something systematic missing about that very easy platitude to say. You're going to talk about cognitive biases. There's something else I wanted to mention with this one. Cognitive bias explained. No, it wasn't this one. It was the next assignment, I believe. So you have 2 discussion boards, and then you have a mock trial. I don't know about you guys. I really like these assignments where you have to do the videos because I get to see you talk and get to see your face and see you in person. So this one we learn about Trevor's DJ skills. Yes, this is the one that I love. This is one of my favorite stories of the book, just because it's like a sitcom where there's so many misunderstandings that the woman at the King David School thinks that Trevor and his friends are being anti-Semitic. He thinks she's being racist. Everyone just has these, and they're yelling at each other and they're saying, we've stopped people like you before. So basically, you're going to read that part of the book and you're going to defend Trevor's actions. You're not summarizing the actions. Instead, you're defending, providing rationale for why Trevor acted the way he did. So keep in mind, he talks about in South Africa, especially during apartheid, that black individuals were not educated about everything. So even though the Holocaust is a huge deal to those of us in the Western culture, he would consider maybe King Leopold to be the greatest villain in history. And, the Nazis have kept meticulous records, so we know how many people died there, but how many people died in Rwanda? Like, we don't know. So you're going to respond to those questions and, what assumptions, what concept could you use to explain its reaction, etc., etc. Yeah, so 3 to 5 minute video for that. So I'm kind of excited about that. And if you've been reading the regular book, and if you have access to the audio book, it's really interesting to hear him tell the story in his own words on Audible, but I know not everyone has access to that. And then the last assignment is a self-analysis. So you're going to go to this website, Project Implicit, and it looks like we have you picking 2 different ones. So you can, there should be a way to go as a guest. Okay, here we go. So you do have to be 18 for this because it's research. So hopefully everyone's 18. If not, I'll have to think of something else you can do. And see how there's all these different tests. There's sexuality, transgender, weapons, disability, age, religion, gender, career. You're going to pick two of these. Weight. In the past, I have done age. And how they do it is they're testing implicit bias, so they don't ask you questions. They're pretty much putting different words, like they'll put a picture of an old person and put a word like frail or useless, and then you press buttons and see how quick you can associate certain words. Um, so years ago when I took it, I had a slight bias against old people, which doesn't surprise me. We kind of talk about old people in this culture being, complaining and, it didn't surprise me. The gender career one that I took did surprise me at the time. I associated men with more science jobs and women with more humanities. And then the weight, I think I had a slight bias against people who were overweight, which kind of surprised me. But think about implicit bias. It's not, you don't really have control over it. It's kind of seeps into your brain from media. So, with the weight bias, we have been falsely told for years that there is an association, a correlation between being overweight and being unhealthy. So of course that's going to like sink into your brain, right? Even with sexuality and transgender, I had a student, a part of the transgender community, find out they had a slight bias toward people who were transgender, just because of all the media and things people tell you growing up and all that stuff. So that basically this isn't to make you feel bad. This is just to make you alert, and you're certainly welcome to criticize how they do the tests. A lot of people kind of have issues with the way they did it. So you're going to 350, 500 words in length. I would cite the test itself or the website. And that is it. So we have one more module. We're almost done. So good luck to you and reach out with any questions.